All's not well between the BCPOU and management at the new cable and wireless-led BTC. Today, members of the Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union buried BTC's counterproposal for its new industrial agreement, saying it's absolute nonsense. It's a familiar move they've used in the past when they deemed counterproposals unacceptable. We get this story tonight from Clint Watson.
In the past, they've flushed it, burned it, now they're burying it. Members of the Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union demonstrating their strong disapproval of the BTC's counter-proposal to their new industrial agreement by eulogizing the document at its JFK headquarters. Union President Bernard Evans.
We're not pleased at all after waiting for so long. You understand, we already 1 year already elapsed in our contract. The counter-proposal, we thought that we'd see some movement, some daylight. But they've asked for every increase that we've asked for. They've asked to remain the same. For time off, even for union officials, they've asked for reduction in that. So where there's not reduction, it's just freezing everything. So we absolutely not satisfied with the counter proposal.
President Evans says the union, representing just under 1,000 members, remains optimistic that things will change when they sit around the table to negotiate.
It didn't work boiling this time. We decided to eulogize it. The members decided it was that stink that we needed to put it under the ground, so we did a funeral service today and buried it.
What is the next step now from this process?
Well, obviously we're going to hear from them next week. We have finished. They've already got the name of our negotiators, and so we're waiting next week. We're supposed to now start the dates as to when we would meet to begin the process of our negotiations. So we look forward to that.
As to whether he felt the company was unreasonable, Evans responded.
We'll see when we on day one of negotiations. Maybe that's just their style. They will start at the very bottom and then work their way up to the top. We've seen some glimpse of that during the VSEP, as the offer was very low at the beginning and then obviously it grew to what was acceptable. And so maybe this is just a tactic on their part.
Later this afternoon, BTC CEO Jeff Houston released a statement saying he remains optimistic that the company will continue to work with its union partners to shape a way forward that will benefit all stakeholders. He says they have already been able to accomplish much with the union since April. He says while they certainly do not want to negotiate a very important new labor agreement in the press, they understand that the union will not always agree with them and will want to use available channels to get their point across. He says they are not alarmed. The CEO says the company has entered a new era of private ownership and increased competition, so the company must change the way it conducts business in order to survive. He is convinced that together both sides can shape an agreement that will serve the interests of all parties. Clint Watson, ZNS News.